Backroom theory, how to not become another copy. In this video, I will explain to you how the backrooms are just the human brain and symbolism. Stay with me. First, I would like to say that this movie was fantastic and also refreshing to see compared to all the other movies that we keep seeing on a loop over and over that are copy and paste. This movie was something that I could learn from and do an analysis on because it's pertaining to our life and how we need to move forward in this life. Mr. Clark is one of the main characters in Backroom story. I'm going to do a brief synopsis on the characters, okay? So Mr. Clark owns a furniture store called Captain Clark's Ottoman's Empire. This business is not selling. There's no customers coming in or customers coming out, and he only has 2 employees. In his spare time, it is shown that he goes to therapy sessions, and his therapist's name is Mary, who we'll get to next, okay? They do role playing, and he explains that the issues that he has up here in the brain is due to his wife. He is a post divorcee. He cannot stop thinking about when his wife kicked him out. If I not believe he said during Christmas, he kicked him out. His wife is what he said, a full-time law student, okay? Mr. Clark went to school to become an architect, okay? He's very smart, highly intelligent, but ultimately ended up being a furniture salesman owning a store that he is highly in debt to, okay? So, since his wife is this full-time student, he provides, and he says that basically he blames her for where he is at in life because she needs to get her big fat ass up and help his ass. That's what he said. That's what he said. So, ultimately, due to his downfalls in life, in which he blames his wife for, he becomes a raging alcoholic. He does not see that his behaviors is due to the mind and what he likes to consume, his vices. He blames his wife and other people for that and where he's not in life. And also, this is based in the 90s as well. So, systemic oppression is one of the downfalls, too, that he's having. But we'll get to why this was ultimately up to Mr. Clark to figure out where he wanted to be in life and how he was the only person that could get there, not his wife. Okay, so this is Dr. Mary. She is a therapist to Mr. Clark, okay? This is the psychology, the mind of her. Her trauma results back to her childhood. She is closely tied to the home. In the beginning of the movie, you're going to see that the home is getting demolished and that her and her mother took both of their hands and they put it in the cement marking where they're at, and that her mother was what they called a schizophrenic. She constantly believed that there were certain entities that were outside of the home, people that were watching her. So she covered up all the windows with newspapers and kept Miss Mary up here locked inside of the house. It believes that she loves her mother, but the state ultimately deemed her mother unfit to be a parent, and they locked her up in a psychiatric ward. That is a part of her childhood trauma, and she grew up to be a therapist. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so let's jump to the backrooms now. Mr. Clark works and lives inside of this furniture store. He is often seen in the office, and he's going to have a conversation with the electricity man, and the electricity man is saying, basically the bill is high. And so when they go check the breaker, because he turns off everything at night, they noticed something odd that was going on with the breaker. And they were, fondling with the buttons going on and off. And they noticed that the lights weren't flickering in none of the rooms that he was familiar with. It was like there was some unknown place or an unknown room that he was not aware of. And so at night when he sleeps in one of the beds that he's trying to sell, he's drinking again. He's watching TV again, and the lights are coming on and off, and the TV is going off, okay? So he checks the breaker again, and he finds himself looking through the wall that you see up here, okay? And he sticks his hands through the wall that leads to the back rooms, and you see nothing but furniture, okay? When he finds out all these other rooms, hallways, doors, he becomes obsessed with this place, trying to prove that it's real to marry his therapist. Once he takes his two employees to prove, he records this place that's nothing but furniture, nothing but a series of doorways. It was like a never ending cycle. He calls Mary one more time and tell her, "It's going to be my last time seeing you ever again," basically. He gives her basically a map of what he draw, because remember, he's an architect. It's a never ending cycle. He has a creative brain. And she goes to find Mr. Clark. And she finds herself in that same back room, okay? Now we are in the back rooms. Have you ever held a human brain in your hand? Yes, a physical human brain. It is often seen taking the color of a yellowish tannish color here, the same way these walls are. We are in the back rooms of your brain. When you're dealing with childhood trauma, such as what Miss Mary went through, and you're dealing with financial hardships, divorce, not being the person that you were truly supposed to become in this world, blaming other people for your problems like Mr. Clark here, your brain will develop a thing called a feedback loop. So something that you went through, such as 8 years old, will come back to you at 20. If you didn't figure it out at 20, it'll come back to you at 25. It'll keep doing it until you get it right. But if you don't get it right, you'll find yourself being back in the back room. Now, Dr. Mary, I don't understand why she was trying to go find Mr. Clark until it all clicked to me. Dr. Mary here lived through her patients, such as Mr. Clark. She did not want to face any of her issues, so she decided to live through Mr. Clark's issues as a therapist. You will often see people with these prestigious careers often telling you what to do with your life when they have not figured out their own lives. Dr. Mary was a great candidate for that here. In the back rooms showed a true mirror to her face and why that was a no-no. Mr. Clark here, issues with his wife, not wanting to take accountability in how he got there, always blaming others for his issues, until the back room showed a mirror up to his face. And when Miss Mary here went to go find him and he had her tied up and he was going through his own personal psychosis, she ended up saying, "I cannot help you," because she realized, I got my own issues to figure out. You were somebody that I was just coping through. You know what I'm saying? So she ends up seeing him getting eaten by Captain Clark, which is his ego, because he did not want to change as a person. Even when she held up another mirror to his face, that he was a result of his own issues, he said, basically, "This is who I am." And Captain Clark, the one that was over the furniture store, his persona, his ego, ate him alive. He ended up dying with that mentality. Dr. Mary ends up escaping and beating Captain Clark, and she sounds the alarm. And then these men in these hazmat suits come and pick her up, and she finds herself being in this room. This man in this white coat, who was previously stated to be an MRI specialist, is doing a mass experimentation on these type of people, but they do not have 100% understanding of what the phenomenon of the backrooms is and how does she survive. When he gives her a chance to explain herself, she cannot explain how does she land in the back room. So the story ends like this. Since Dr. Mary did not take the chance to resolve her unhealed trauma, she becomes another copy in the back room. A tale as old as time, a story that is over and over again, and she finds herself being in the same loop that she was before. Mr. Clark and Dr. Mary failed life's greatest test. When you find yourself in the back room, are you prepared to deal with your trauma? Are you prepared when that mirror holds up in your face? Mr. Clark wasn't. He died with that mentality. You have Dr. Mary here. She became a copy, and she's living her life in a never-ending loop of her own issues related to her childhood. So if you don't get it right today, there will be plenty of other people who will walk through that back room and step over your body. Get your soul right yesterday. Thank you.